In the last video I made this electric longtail and it worked quite well. We even tried it on the paddle board and it sort of worked, but it wasn't powerful enough. But my brother actually came up with an idea to use power tool batteries to power an outboard. So let's see if that works. So we've already had a test of this motor and it's all working good. I've 3D printed these little holders for him and he's joined them two together, so these are running in series, right? Yeah. And then we're running through one of these 75-100 VESCs. Stephen actually wired it all up and programmed it, and he's never done it before. And then we've got the C80-100 brushless motor. I got this for 20 bucks, which was a good deal. Two Makita batteries running in series. We are now at 36 volts and it seems to push us along quite well. We decided to cruise around for a little while looking for fish. Just done our first battery change now. We've probably been running for 20 minutes, pretty much non-stop. We decided to head back and I dragged the camera under the water to get a look at what's going on down there. Couldn't see these fish from the surface, but now we know that they're here in this murky water. So now what I've learnt from that is I'm going to use 3 Makita batteries, but I'm going to run them in an external battery pack. So I modelled up the new version. Once we take the propeller off here and we can take off the aluminium skeg, which will be a lot more tough. And I made these parts in 2 halves that sort of sandwich the motor in, but they leave as much of the motor exposed to the water as possible. The wires will feed up the aluminium tube. This is a 30mm tube. And then up to the 3D printed clamps where I've got the carbon fibre oar handle and a box to put the VESC in, and the wires will come out to the remote battery through that opening. Alright, let's print it out and see if it works. Looks like some sort of futuristic weapon, but it's printed out. You've got the pole attached, and Dad's given me this carbon fibre paddleboard paddle. So it's significantly longer. Be good if I could slide the inside out of this and slide it into here. It doesn't fit. Didn't want to have to cut this, but I might have to. I'm using some car jumper leads so that the battery pack can be made remote and you don't have to hold it. And I'm joining these directly into the VESC because there's not going to be much room to fit the plugs. So I've got to do it as sort of small and compact as I can. I can hear Dad's tractor outside. Let's have a break from this and see what he's up to. For these inner parts of the Makita sockets, I had to fold up a piece of 1mm thick metal into the shape and place it in the print as it was paused, and then it would print back over top of it. Now it's time to solder together the battery pack. It's simply a matter of joining the plus wire to the minus wire 3 times and making sure your voltage is the right way around at the end. Some of these were a bit hard to get the solder to stick to, but if you give them a little bit of a sand up, it seems to stick fine. You can get a nice hot connection. The VESC then goes into this little box I made, and I push all the wires in as well. I ended up cutting off a whole bunch of these plugs that I don't need. Can fit the lid on, and then I can squirt a bit of silicone around everywhere. This doesn't need to be fully waterproof, but I just need it sort of splash resistant for testing purposes. Then it's finally time to assemble everything. First switch on, let's see what happens. Blue light, that's good. Now plug it into the computer to program it. Now into this VESC app, we're going to choose our motor, medium size in runner, and it will detect, says we're 15S now, so that's about 55 volts or something. So we have to reconfigure it for that voltage. After it's run its test, it tells you what it is. Then you're all done. This drum here was full to the brim. A little bit worried that some of this plastic here is going to break from all that force. This bracket here is not going to be strong enough. I can see that's going to break. But yeah, pretty impressed with the power. My trigger situation is just tape. So I then design and print out another bracket that's stronger. Had this fancy clip together design, but I didn't really trust it, so I gave it a coat of fiberglass and resin just to make double sure it didn't break. Then it was out to the water for Dad to have a test ride on it. It sort of did what I thought it was going to do. It just tries to buck it out of the water. And it was uncontrollably powerful. But after a few falls and a bit of playing around, you really started to get the hang of it and prove that, yeah, there's something here. Could get this working pretty well one day. Just needs a bit more refinement. Being nice and light, it was easy to switch from side to side. Back home, let's see how much battery we used. Full. So we used no power. Super impressed with this little battery pack. It's a great idea from my brother Stephen to use Makita batteries as this power pack in series. This whole thing was not actually too bad. The angle on here is too extreme, but I've got a bit of an idea of how to fix that. Might be a bit of a zigzag that cups the back of the board, and the whole thing will end up a bit more compact. But leave me a comment on improvements you think I should make to this thing. It's going to work pretty soon.